Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurureva Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vasudeva Sutam Devam, Kamsa Chanuramadhanam, Devaki Paramanandam, Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्म विद्वरम्. Hari Om, Hare Krishna. Welcome to the class on Bhaja Govindam. Today is class 3 actually. Class 1, we had seen the introduction to Bhaja Govindam, where I had mentioned in briefly, I'll recapitulate that Adi Shankaracharya, who is none other than Lord Shiva himself, an avatar of Lord Shiva, who descended on earth in this Kali Yuga to which is a spiritually dark age that we are living in, to what do you say, revive Hinduism. Hinduism was lost, and Hinduism was confused, and Hinduism was in broken into pieces and fragments and things like that. He came to unite all the Hindus and make them understand that whatever deity they are worshipping, whichever form they are worshipping, they're all worshipping the same supreme reality, the one infinite consciousness, call it by whichever name you want. That Paramatma, that Brahman is the substratum, it is one without a second, and it is the goal of life, and it is the subject matter of the Vedas, the Upanishads, and all scriptures of Sanatana Dharma. So he revived Hinduism, he established the mutts, he did all that. And one of the works he produced was Bhaja Govindam. We saw in the last class the first verse of the Bhaja Govindam, which was that, samprapte sannihite kale nahi nahi rakshati dukrang karane. Basically what it is, we just a short recap of that at the time of our death, all our secular achievements will not be able to save us. Save us in the sense, it will not give us our good gati in the future life. We say, no, let that, when we hear that somebody passed away, we say, Om Shanti Shanti, and then we say, may that person attain Sadgati, good placement in the higher planets. But that will not be possible if we have not done our spiritual life, we have not lived a spiritually oriented life. It will be difficult to get a Sadgati. So anyway, so this is the thing that at the time of our death, our wealth will not get us Sadgati, help in getting Sadgati. Our relatives will not help us in getting Sadgati. Our secular achievements, suppose you have won Bharat Ratna award, you've got this award, that award, and all that. Those secular achievements will also not give us Sadgati. And so what will give us that Sadgati, what will give us Mukti also, if we are really, the Bhakti is so strong, if the Bhakti is a little strong also, we get Sadgati. If Bhakti is really, really intense, like Meera had for Krishna, or even to some extent, we cannot go to that level, but okay, at least to some extent, if it's strong, the Bhakti, that strong Bhakti will propel us to back to the abode of the Lord, Vaikuntha, Goloka, Kailasha, or the absolute truth in case we want the Nirguna Mukti, either way. So that was what we saw in the last class. Secular achievements, even though they are good on their own, but they will not give us they will not save us at the time of our death in that way. And the other thing is, we saw also the other meaning of it, the literal meaning that that man, old man, 90-year-old man is sitting on the bank of Ganga river or some river and is chanting Dikrang Karane, Dikrang Karane. He's practicing grammar rules, Sanskrit grammar rules at that advanced stage. So Adi Shankaracharya, out of compassion, he said, no, this is wrong. At this advanced age, you know that any time the last minute could be coming, you're sitting and doing grammar rules. It's not necessary now. This is not the time to focus on grammar rules. Now you should be doing Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. And we saw Bhaja Govindam is not merely worship Govinda, but seek Govinda. Seek to become, it's a deeper thing than worship. Worship is superficial, that I do get up in the morning, I put the Agarbati Aarti, and the rest of the day I've forgotten about Bhagavan. No, that is not it. We saw in the last class that when you are seeking Bhagavan, when you really mean it to be worshipping Govinda, from morning to night, in some way or the other, you'll try to bring Narayana in the center. As I was saying, you're brushing your teeth, think of Narayana, bathing, think of Narayana, eating, before eating, say the prayer, Brahmarpanam, Brahma, whichever prayer, then while eating, and as much as possible during the course of the day, every day, we should satiate our minds with Narayana and with the thought of the Lord, Govinda. The more we do that, the greater is our chance of going back to the abode of the Lord. Because as Krishna has said in the Bhagavad Gita, one who remembers me constantly and daily and repeatedly, the mind is constantly fixed on Krishna, then that thought will be the strongest thought in the Jiva's mind, and that will come at the time of death. And what Krishna has said in the Gita, whatever we think at the time of death, we go to that thought. If something else is the strongest impression, we are having some worldly, habit or something like that, and that has become the strongest impression, then we go to that. So we have to be very careful. We should examine ourselves and see in my mind, in my heart, in my chitta, in my being, what is the strongest impression as of today? And let us be really honest with ourselves. And then how can I now replace these negative things with devotion to the Lord, so that I go to the Lord after this birth and I don't have to, otherwise, as Mataji was saying, punarapi janana, punarapi maranam, the cycle will go on and on. It will go on for many thousands and lakhs and millions of years, as we have already been spent such a long time in evolution, right? So now, this we go to the next sloka today. Today's class, the sloka is the second sloka. I will chant, and if you wish, you can also chant along with me. And then after that, we'll go into the meaning of the sloka. Mood jahi dhanagama treshnam kuru sadbuddhim manasi vitreshnam yellabhase nija karmopatam vittam tena vinodaya chit Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. All right, so here basically he's saying, again, Mudhamate, his constant refrain which he's using in this work. O foolish one, give up the thirst to possess wealth. Create in your mind, devoid of passions, thoughts of the reality. With whatever you get as a reward of the past, entertain your mind, be content. See, with regard to wealth, he's basically talking about wealth and the lust for wealth, the craving for wealth, the strong desire, the passion for wealth that we have in our minds. That is what Adi Shankaracharya is trying to address, is trying to rectify in us. You can look at Adi Shankaracharya as a doctor who is performing an operation or a surgery. He's seeing that this is the blockage, this is the blockage here. That is why the blood is not flowing properly, and he's trying to rectify that. That's what he's doing. And that's what all the masters do. They're just basically operating on us so that we become spiritually healthy and back to the abode of the Lord. So now he's saying, give up the thirst to amass wealth. Now, with regard to wealth or money, there is quite a bit of confusion with regard to this. Because see, in our Sanatana Dharma, on the one side we say wealth is Lakshmi. It is actually a form of the Divine Mother, and it is to be treated with respect and all. When we drop a note onto the ground or a coin onto the ground, we do like this, right? We say, oh, I didn't mean to drop it. So we treat it with that much respect and all that, and that much reverence. And but also that the same Bhaja Govindam, towards the end we will see Adi Shankaracharya saying Artham Anartham, wealth is calamitous, meaning wealth is a nuisance. It's this thing. And then apart from that, the Srimad Bhagavatam says that, I think somewhere in the first canto, I don't know where it comes, saying that some of them who are very greedy, who are attached to the wealth, which is like yellow stool. So some places wealth is treated as yellow stool and it's called yellow stool. Some places it is called artham, anartham. It's calamitous, it's a calamity. And we also say that it's Lakshmi. It is this thing. It is the manifestation of God's own energy. So what is the truth then? What is the matter about wealth? Is it necessary? See, one thing we got to understand that scriptures always talk in terms of relativity. Scriptures will never declare something as absolutely useless or absolutely beneficial. There is nothing like that in this creation. It's absolutely, indispensable. We cannot live without it. There are few things like oxygen and things like that. But as such, there is everything in life that we need for our living is having relative importance. Now, if I say silver, if I use if we take the example of silver, silver is no doubt a precious metal. It is expensive also. The prices have been appreciating over the years. But if I compare gold with silver, which is more precious, gold is even more precious than silver also. And what is more precious than gold is diamond and all that, rubies and things like that. And what is more precious than that is platinum. Platinum is like, the ultimate. So like that, the four Purusharthas also, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, all four are important, which is otherwise they wouldn't mention all four, right? They have mentioned Dharma is important, Artha is important, it's a part of the four. Kama, legitimately enjoying the pleasures of the world, and Moksha. So it's got its own place. However, we should know what the relative importance of this. If we keep Artha, Kama in the center, and give that the most priority and give least priority to dharma and moksha, then we will get a phala accordingly. It's not right or it's not wrong. But the thing is, our results in life which we get, right from the material results to spiritual results also, what we get, the gati we get after life, everything will depend upon, again, the strongest impression in the mind. Because Artha Kama has been kept in the center and we have 80% of the energy is going in Artha Kama, we're hardly giving time for Dharma and Moksha, then accordingly we will get the phala of our actions. We'll get a beneficial afterlife or we'll get a less beneficial afterlife. We will have to come back. Definitely. Anybody who keeps Artha Kama in the center of his or her spiritual journey of his life and says that I will not come back, it's not true. We know that such a person has to come back. So what do we do? No, not come back then to get moksha. We have to keep, again, as I said in the last class, dharma and moksha in the center. And Artha Kama is a supportive role. So, in everything we have the primary and the secondary. We have the, what you call, para and apara. Like all the Vedas also, even according to I think it's, which Upanishad is that? I think Mundaka Upanishad says, para and apara it compares. Para Vidya is that which is beyond words. There is no words for it. You have to just experience it in the seat of meditation in silence. When you get to that state of samadhi, complete silence of the mind, then we experience that. That is Paravidya. And all the scriptures also are not Paravidya, but Aparavidya, meaning they are secondary. So scriptures, even though they're important, they give us clarity and all that, but yet compared to the Paravidya, its place is what? It is secondary. So this we should always remember, primary and secondary. The scriptures can never take the place of the truth. Apara can never take the place of para. What is secondary will be secondary. What is primary will be primary. So likewise, the spiritual realization, Brahma Jnana, is the primary goal of life, which is moksha, basically. And other things like Artha, Kama are supportive in nature. If we flip it, we put it the other way around, we keep Artha, Kama on top and just neglect our spiritual life, then we will be doing harm to ourselves only. That is what the scriptures also say, that if it's not attained, they say if it's not attained itself, there is a major destruction awaiting the soul after death. So then what to speak of not walking the path itself? So then how much more we are putting ourselves at risk by neglecting our spiritual journey. So here, but when Adi Shankara is saying, give up the thirst to possess wealth, this is what he's saying. Don't give wealth so much importance that it becomes the all and all in life. We are going to see after this at 7:15 to 7:30, we'll be seeing 5-6 videos. In that, Swami Tejamananda ji is saying, money is not everything, but money is not nothing also. Right? Yeah, money is not everything, but it's not nothing also. So, which is why we should never take extreme views. That, paisa hi sab kuch hai, paisa bolta hai, paisa, paisa, paisa. And the other extreme, no. Can we live without money? To drink water, we need to eat food. To do the Zoom call, we need money. So many things which are necessary for our day-to-day functioning in life, we need money. Even the morning we brush our teeth, the toothpaste comes with money, the toothbrush comes with money. So to take either extreme view that money is everything is also wrong, and to take the other extreme view that money, no, it is nonsense, I can live without it, is also wrong. So we have to have a judicious view of things, and we should see the relative place of things in life. So here, when Adi Shankara said, give up the thirst to amass wealth, he means if you are putting money as the center and operating your life, you will be disappointed in the long run, right? And you will not be happy. And so that is the one thing. The other thing he's saying is, Kuru Sad Buddhim Manasivi Trishnam. That is, in your mind, cultivate thoughts of the reality. Suppose let's say we have material duties, we still have spiritual duties also. We are going to the office, we're coming back, we're working hard, we are amassing wealth also, which is part of life, and dharma, artha, kama, moksha, we're doing all our duties. But we have to give some time for the higher also. The higher in us, it's not like higher, somebody ऊपर बैठा है मालिक, अगर और भगवान कृष्णा बैठा है, अगर मैंने जाप नहीं किया तो वो मुझे नर्क भेजेंगे. Not like that. It is just that for our own good, we must remember the Lord so that we hook on to Him. And when we are hooked to the Lord, we go to the Lord. Whatever our minds are thinking constantly, we go to that. They say, as you think, so you become. If you're constantly thinking of alcohol, what we'll become is bevada. We'll become a drunkard. That will become our life, and our life will become barbad, will be spoiled. If we are constantly thinking only of money, we'll make money, lots of. But we will not get the final goal. Again, we have to come back to this world and again make more money, and again die. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, the cycle will never finish. So again, as I said, we should know the relative importance of things and what is to be given top priority, para, and what is to be given secondary priority, apara, that we should be very clear about this. Para and apara, we should be clear. So we should cultivate thoughts of the reality. Whether we are taking the path of Jnana Yoga, we're doing Chintan, Nityoham, Shuddhoham, Buddhoham, we're doing that path. Or whether thoughts of the reality, cultivate thoughts of the reality can be also the Bhakti Yoga approach, Japa, chanting the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. That is also, we are thinking of the Lord. Either Nirgun or Sagun, either way, we are referring to the same reality. We are fixing our mind on the Lord. So that is what Adi Shankara is saying. He's saying that go about your material duties, make your money and all that, but don't keep that as the priority. Remember the relative importance of things in life and accordingly design your life in such a way. The cultivate thoughts of the reality. Then he is saying, with whatever you get as a reward of the past, entertain yourself. Now, see, if there are two people, one person, he is also IIT graduate and he's done an MBA. This person also IIT graduate MBA. This person also working for the same software company, Infosys, that was also the same. Position also is the same. The work also, the dedication also is the same. Yet results will be different. Let's say two businessmen, if they're doing that. The more or less they're functioning in a similar way, but you will see results will not be exactly, there'll be sometimes there'll be a lot of a difference between the results attained, because the results depend upon a lot of factors, which some factors are under our control, but there are many other factors governing the results which are not under our control, right? So prarabdha, for example, what we have done in the past and what we have to reap in the present, we have to reap. We will get only that much which is in our prarabdha. One rupee extra we will not get, 1 rupee less we will not get. But one thing we should be clear, in one word of caution, we should not leave karma to prarabdha. Karma, we leave the karma and become akarma. One uncle of mine, a Chinmaya Mission devotee, he said, one thing is nishkamya karma, that is, without any desire, you do action. Other thing is nishkarma kamya, without any action, you desire, mujhe paisa chahiye, but you're not doing anything, how will it come? So whatever again, the finally boils down to that what Lord Krishna says in the Gita, Karmanya Vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Why ma phaleshu kadachana? Why can't I'm doing good quality action? I'm putting my life into it, soul into it. I'm so dedicated. Don't I have a right over the action of the fruits? No. Why? I have put my life into this, and how can you say that this thing? Because it is. Certain factors are beyond our control. You have put your life into this to get that result. But that result depends not only on your actions, it depends on certain other people's actions, it depends on society, it depends on the world situation, depends on the environment, depends on time, it depends on prarabdha. There are so many factors influencing what phala we get from our karma. So that is why we have a say on the result, but we have no control on the result. We cannot. To some extent, we can influence it. We cannot fully bring it under control and manifest it. If that was the case, everybody will become rich, everybody will become enlightened, everybody will think, whatever you are pursuing, we may get the result, we may not get the result. That is true for every this thing. Cricket matches going on. We cannot say that in this match, Kandipa India will win. Other country may win. And so, likewise, in everything in life, we have a say on the end result. We have no control over them. So, that being the case, you do your duty. But whatever is coming, the karma phala, that portion of it, the karma you have to do, that is important. You should not neglect it. But the karma phala, this is what he's saying, whatever comes as a reward of the past, you accept that. But don't fight and don't resist. अरे मैंने इतना सब कुछ किया मुझे फिर भी my business went in loss and all that. It's okay. Loss was destined. Loss was supposed to happen. It happened, and that business loss, that say market crashed and I lost money in that. These are all part of life. Somewhere we gain, somewhere we lose, and all that. And this is also prarabdha and things beyond our control. We cannot have a control over everything, right? So I can invest in a particular company's shares, but I cannot determine whether that share will go up or down. I can speculate. I can say, I think it will go up, but what if it goes down? Can anybody give a guarantee for that? No, nobody can. So the thing is, with regard to the fruits of actions, we should leave it to destiny to provide the fruits, Bhagavan to determine the fruits, and we should just do our actions. This is what Adi Shankaracharya is saying. So to summarize what he is saying, he's telling the all of us over here in this sloka, he's saying, give up the thirst to amass wealth. That the Trishna mujhe chahiye. Because what happens if you're making the wealth, this thing as you're strong, I want. Day and night you're thinking of wealth. Wealth, I have to make, I have to accumulate, I have to become rich and all, whatever. Day and night, where is your mind? On wealth. With such a mind, can we get moksha? From the age of 20 that I started earning, till the age of 60, 70 that I retired, and maybe some people sometimes beyond that also, if the predominant thought in my mind has been wealth, money, paisa, with such a mind, we can expect only reincarnation, nothing else. Impossible for that soul to get moksha. Because wealth has been the center, not God. So that is the first thing. And second thing, create in your mind, devoid of passions, thoughts of the reality. Don't be so preoccupied with domesticity and material duties that you have no time for God. In fact, make the statement, I don't have time for spirituality, I don't have time for, that's a very negative statement. It's a wrong statement. Will anybody say, I have no time to meet my mother? Suppose, for example, I'm working in let us say, I'm working in some other city, and my mother is old mother, she's 65, 70, she's calling, she's saying, beta, come, visit me once. Even though I may be true that I'm busy, but I will want to go and meet her at least, right? So likewise, the Lord is nothing but our mother and father. So we don't feel that connection with the Lord. We don't even that much also we don't have that. We don't see Krishna as the father and Lakshmi Mata as the mother. That much of bhakti also we don't have, which is why if we are not putting the effort. So the devoid of passions cultivate thoughts of the reality, either through bhakti yoga, cultivate thoughts of the reality by doing japa, namasmana, which in this stage it is the ultimate. There is nothing better than japa. It is safe, easy, and sure. You will get to the goal. It is safe, easy, and sure also, and anybody can do. No qualifications required, but that is not the case with Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga sadhana chatushtaya is there. Viveka, Vairagya, Shatka Sampatti, and Mumukshatva, all that. Bhakti, none of that is required. Just you start by chanting, you don't have the devotion, you're not, just you do for the sake of doing. Formality also you do. Automatically, we will develop a taste and it will get better and better and better with every passing day. So cultivate thoughts of the reality through Jnana Yoga, through Bhakti Yoga, Pichava, contemplation of japa. And with whatever you get as a reward of the past, be content. And this thing. Do not fight and do not fight with your destiny, with God and say, I did so much, मैंने इतना दान किया, मैंने इतना, but फिर भी मुझे कुछ नहीं मिला. I've been waiting for so many years, nothing is coming, I've this thing. All this is called resistance. Hemuji uncle of Chinmaya Mission, beautifully he defines surrender. He says, surrender is non-resistance. Whatever is happening, I accept it as it is. I play my part, and what is happening around me, over which I may or may not have any say, but I will accept it as it is. Accept people and situations as they are. This is surrender. Suppose today something good happens with me, Krishna's will. Something negative happens with me, Are, ye ho gaya, this thing, kuch ho gaya. That is also Krishna's will. Whatever is happening, it's his will. It is going as per the law of providence, is going as per the law of karma, which has been set by Bhagavan in motion. I must have done something to get this negative or positive thing. I will accept both with equal equanimity. So be content with what comes to you as the reward of the past, because it will come as per the reward of the past only. We may put our life and soul into that, to do the best of actions also. Nobody can guarantee the result. It is not possible for anybody to guarantee. You see, even if you think of, you may think, oh no, but certain things, they are sure it will happen. For example, you may say, if you're investing in shares, mutual funds, you can lose. But if you're investing in fixed deposit, you cannot lose. They're, assured. There are many times in this LIC policy and all these insurance, they say, assured return. Arey, how you know? So many banks have gone bankrupt. We are listening in the news, isn't it? ये फलाना bank bankrupt हो गया, फलाना bank bankrupt हो गया, मेरा पैसा था उसमें डूब गया. You only said, na, fixed deposit, you will not lose. But then how you lost? If the company itself goes bankrupt, if the bank itself goes bankrupt, so there is a possibility of losing. So nobody can guarantee the result. That is why Adi Shankara is saying, you cannot, how much ever you try, you can influence the result to some extent. You can try to get it in your favor. Probability can be increased, but you cannot guarantee. Therefore, be content as a result of whatever is coming as prarabdha, karma phala, accept those karma phalas and be content. And even if we don't accept, we'll only be the losers. Our minds will be disturbed. For our good, he is saying, accept whatever's coming. You've worked hard, you've done, you could not clear the NEET exam, paper leak ho gaya, accept the situation. Go for the second time they will conduct the exam. This time the paper didn't leak. This time what happened? Fir say you failed, you couldn't clear. What can you do? Can you just, hold the examiner's neck and say, no, you have to make me clear the exam. It is whatever you could do, you did. It didn't happen. You passed. You failed. You failed. Try again next time. Third time you try NEET exam. Next year you do. Fir bhi nahi mila. So what can you do? Can you force the result to come and say you cannot? So that is the crux of this entire second sloka that he has said. Give up the thirst to possess wealth, because it is not the top priority. It is secondary. It is a supportive role. Wealth plays a very important role, but a secondary role in life, never primary. And create in your mind, do japa, do namasmarana or contemplation, jnana yoga or bhakti yoga. And with whatever comes as a result of the parts, as per prarabdha, accept those fruits because it will come as per prarabdha only. Fruits are always governed by prarabdha, which we don't know what it is in our, what's written in our prarabdha. So this is the summary of it. Now we will go to the video screening. I have selected some small clips. Some out of the 6 videos that I selected, 4 are short videos. 2 are 2 minute long and 3 minute long, like that. Last is about 4 minute long. Total is about 15 minutes. It is now 7:06. So if I start playing in 7:08 also, it will finish by 7:25. We'll finish it off. So I'll just do a screen sharing and play those videos back to back. It's a playlist, one after the other. It will automatically play. You have to just sit and watch. And we'll start now. We'll watch the video screening we'll do. So all these 6 videos that I've selected, since today's verse is talking about wealth and not having lust, greed for wealth, developing santosh, contentment, and accepting whatever is coming. Since the theme of today's thing is wealth and not having greed for wealth, therefore all these 8 videos that are there in this line over here, this playlist, are talking about wealth and money. So because that is the topic of today's class, so we'll start listening, watching one by one.
Tell me one thing, those who have been initiated by the mantra. Of all the thousands of thoughts we have in a day, somebody said we have 16,000 thoughts in a day, in your waking life. Of all the thousands of thoughts we have in a day, how many of them are more important than the mantra? How many are more important? If you just sit, this thought and mantra. Almost none. Almost none. Such a waste of mental energy. Chattering away, hour after hour, day after day, month after month, year after year. Replace it with something that will give permanent peace and joy and elevation and nobility to the mind. There are very few times when you actually need to think. Other things in the world, they demand your attention. Think, do it, finished, replace it with the mantra. Stay with the mantra. It's your best friend in the world.
Today, a modern man thinks that money is everything. If I got money, I can do anything. Money will procure for me everything. The goal and be-all and end-all of life is money. Naturally, therefore, all the time your mind is thinking of money, money, and money, and money alone. And every action at the body level of yours is to get something more by any means, fair or foul. So I cheat you, you cheat me. The value of life is not what you aggrandize and possess, but value of life is in how much you gave to the world.
Unfortunately, people have got greed for money. People have got money as their ultimate goal. And that is what we should not have. But don't be impractical that we don't need money. Money has got its place. Money is here to serve you. Don't make money your boss. Don't be a slave to money. But don't underestimate the need of wealth. Otherwise, pursue your dreams, but not for wealth. And whatever comes your way, live it. Even if you have to live on the streets.
Many people get into financial problems, because their vision is not correct. They think the money is everything. Money is not nothing, but money is not everything. And how much money you need and all that. They buy things which they don't need, with the money which they don't have, to please people they don't like. So why do you want to impress people and all that? Live within your means, That's a sensible thing to do. Why have to show off? And unnecessarily you are trying to please someone. That's not the right way.
$100 bill had grown really old, and it was entering the federal treasury, and said what a journey it has been. It realized that its life cycle had come to an end. And alongside with the $100 bill, a $1 bill was also being scrapped and coming to the treasury. And hearing the words of the $100 bill, the $1 bill said, which are the places you went to in your life? And the $100 bill said, I went to Atlantis City, and I went to casinos, I went to Las Vegas, I even went on a trip to Hawaii and a cruise to Alaska. The $1 bill said, I've never heard of these places. So the $100 bill said, where did you go? It said, I went to the Durga Mandir and to the Baptist church and I went to the Gurdwaras. $100 bill said, which places are you talking about? I have never heard of these places. So that is not an expression of love. Love means you do your best. But if you don't have anything, you can still do your devotion. Nobody stops you. You do your devotion with your heart.
One lady would spend her summer break with her son every year. During those 2 months when she stayed there, she would play Monopoly every day with his child. Since the child was small, grandmother would defeat her grandson. One year after she had returned, a new child moved into the neighborhood. He was good at Monopoly, and playing with him, this boy learned many lessons and became better at it. He was now waiting for his grandmother to return during the next summer break. When she did, he was eager to play Monopoly with her. In the first game itself, she got defeated. Grandmother said, "My child, it seems you have become very good at this game. Now let me teach you the last lesson. Ultimately, no matter how much you win, it will all go back into the box." There is a lesson in that for all of us. All the things that we accord so much of importance to, our professional accomplishment, the financial gains, the social prestige, one day they will all go back into the box. So the next time we fret and fume about these things, let us sit back and ponder, are they really so important in life? We will find that invariably we overestimate the importance of practically everything in life. And at the same time, there are certain things that will not go back into the box. The spiritual merits that we have accumulated, the illumination of wisdom that we have received, the divine love that we have developed in our heart. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna instructed Arjuna that all these spiritual assets will continue with him even after death. So these then are so tremendously more important. Let us re-evaluate what is truly valuable for us and what is not as valuable as we thought it to be. This will result in a change of our inner values and create a paradigm shift in our life for the better.
There's this one man who's the son of a very, very rich man. So he once has a fancy to, fly in a helicopter. So he just goes around with the pilot and, of course, his assistant, and they're just flying around, seeing everything. Now, when he's up there in the helicopter, a desire comes in his heart. He sees some very green, lush, beautiful forest, and he wants to get down. So then the helicopter lowers and he comes down and he enters inside the forest. Now, as he's moving around in the forest, there are lots of wild animals. So he's just moving around inside this forest, and then he sees a lion is running behind him. So now, just to escape the lion, he just gets up on a tree. And now he's on the tree, the lion is just below him, and he's wondering what to do. Now, this tree is overlooking a pond, a small water body. Now, what he sees inside this pond is there are 4 crocodiles. So now he's in a big fix. If he gets down the tree, then there is this lion. If he jumps on the river body, then there are these 4 crocodiles. Now, as he's just thinking what to do with this, he sees there is another branch over the branch that he was holding, which has a big honeycomb. And every 5 minutes, there is a little honey dropping from that honeycomb inside his mouth. Now, this is his situation. And then what he sees, to his surprise, there are so many other trees around in the forest, and then there are people who are hanging like that on the branches, and they're all taking a little honey here and there. Now he's in this very precarious situation. And at that moment, what happens? The helicopter from which he had got down, his servant, his pilot, he just comes there and he says, "Oh, you are here, come on, I send you the ladder, come up." So he just throws the ladder. Now you see what happens. They are high up, right, the helicopter, and this boy is hanging on the branch of the tree. So he is not able to hear what this man is saying. So there's another boy sitting there next to the pilot, and he's translating it. He's asking you to hold the ladder. Come on, give me your hand. Take one step at a time and come up on the helicopter. Now this man is all ready to get up on the ladder. But then he says, "Can you wait for 5 minutes? Because every 5 minutes there is a little drop of honey that falls in my mouth. So can you wait for 5 minutes? I'll just take this little drop of honey and I will get up the helicopter." Now, this is very much the Puranas say, the story of our lives. We have ended up here from Goloka Vrindavan, and we are suffering. Here we are in this forest of material existence. And here is the lion, the death, which is all the time behind us, ready to devour us. And then here on the other side are the birth, death, old age, and disease, the 4 crocodiles who are ready to put us in the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease, life after life. And in this situation, we have a little pleasure here and there, dripping from the honeycomb. And at this kind of a situation, the pilot, the Guru Parampara, they just come there, and the Acharyas, and then they throw the ladder on us. And that ladder is Srimad Bhagavatam. When we take that ladder, then we can just climb. There are 12 steps to that ladder, 12 cantos. Just take a step one by one, and off we go, back home, back to Godhead. But this boy says, "Wait, I want to take the honey which is going to come after every 5 minutes." So the pilot is trying to explain to him, "Beta, little dear boy, Your mom at home is waiting with the dinner table, honey-laden pastries, lots of cakes, pasta and lasagna. And you are waiting for this little honey drop. There are gallons and gallons of honey at home. Let's go back home. Enough of playing. And the boy is, no, just 1 minute, a little honey. Now, the boy is not able to understand what the pilot is saying. So there is another boy sitting next to the pilot who is making it easy for the boy to understand. Because the little boy, right? So how to get him attracted? So this boy sitting next to the pilot is explaining to that boy, look, give your hand. There are lots of things back home. Come on, be a good boy. Let me explain to you. Come on, hold my hand. And who, is that boy? Who is making the words of pilot very easy for that boy to understand? Is our beloved Srila Prabhupada, our dear Srila Prabhupada. Out of his causeless mercy, he has translated Srimad Bhagavatam, which is otherwise difficult for us to understand. But with his purports, with his translations and purports and examples, he's made it so easy for us to understand. So he's making it customized for us and trying to explain, come on, come up, let's go back home, back to Godhead. This is not our place. We really need to be rich to have this facility of Srimad Bhagavatam into our lives. And what is that richness? You really need to have accumulated a lot of good karma. If we have a lot of good karma, only then Srimad Bhagavatam walks into our lives. Decided to start reading Bhagavatam seriously, that means you have accumulated so much good karma. Only then you get this opportunity to hear about Bhagavatam, to read about Bhagavatam, to speak about Srimad Bhagavatam.
So those were the nearly 8 videos that we watched, most of them short videos. And the one thing I wanted to share, in fact, while I was just watching the videos, it flashed, I recollected, this point I missed. We should always remember the sum and substance of this sloka of the Bhaja Govindam and everything which has to do with money and sampati and all that. We should remember this beautiful saying in Sanskrit is there. Sampado naiva sampadaha sampadaha samsmarane harihi vipado naiva vipadaha vipadaha vismarane vishnuhu. So sampada naiva sampadaha, the what we call prosperity is not the real prosperity. The real prosperity is to remember Hari, Vishnu, Krishna, God, Shiva, our Ishtadevta and Guru. Remembering Ishtadevta and Guru is the real sampati. Similarly, Vipado Naiva Vipadaha. What we call adversity. Array, this person is so poor and all. What do you mean poor? Vipadaha Vismarane Vishnu. The real poverty is forgetting Vishnu, forgetting God, forgetting the Lord and the Guru. So, like how, Sudama, he was so poor, no money at all. But that is not Vipadaha. Look at him. He was a Brahmagyani. He was Uttama Bhakta of Lord Krishna. Amazing bhakti he had. So, was Sudama really poor? He was not poor. Financially, he was poor. But in the heart, he was rich, the richest, one of the richest devotees of Lord Krishna. And in time, he got the material riches also. This one can agree. So whether we get the material riches or not, the point is that finally the summary of this particular sloka is Sampado Naiva Sampada. The real prosperity is remembering the Lord, and Vipado Naiva Vipadaha, the real adversity, Vipadaha Vismarane Vishnu. So we have to ensure that we don't forget Vishnu, God, Krishna, Shiva, Guru, our respective gurus also. Gurus at par with Bhagwan. They say Guru is greater than God also. In Sanatana Dharma, we give Guru a position greater than God also. Because of the Guru, we understood what is God, and the God science of God was understood how? By the explanations of the Guru, the purports of the Guru. We just saw that video. So this is the final closing of this particular sloka of the Bhaja Govindam with the videos that we watched. Let us spend maybe today or tomorrow 5 minutes reflecting the summary of what we saw today in this class and imbibing that and practicing it in our day-to-day lives. Matajis, would you like to add some point over here, something which you feel, which I missed out, or which you feel is a very important point with regard to wealth and sampadi and how we should remember the Lord? That is top priority. Anybody wants to add any point?
I think you have covered everything. the contentment in life and flow with the flow.
Yes.
That is the gist of today's.
Correct. Lakshmi Amma, would you like to add some point, Amma?
Nothing. Everything
Okay.
is covered in your speech.
Okay. So, that is it. When we know this para and apara, that top priority, the primary thing in life is God, Bhagwan. That nobody can say, no, wealth is greater than Bhagwan. If somebody says that, that person must be really tamasic buddhi that the person is having. We should have compassion on such people, not condemn them. But we should remember that top para vidya, para will always be Bhagwan. And apara, the secondary goals in life are artha and kama. Okay, thank you very much for joining. We'll just close with Purnamada Purnamidam. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.